Want to know how to add up to 30% horsepower to your car the easiest, the safest, and the best way without doing any major engine modifications? And it only takes an average of 15 minutes to set up, or even put back to stock since the installation process is reversible, so you don't have to worry about your engine's warranty. In this video, we'll show you actual gains using a state-of-the-art dyno, highlighting how many horsepower and torque were added. But don't just take our word for it, because we will also show you how to get real-life or practical benefits where you can test your car for yourself once you've installed this product. So what is this product? It's an ECU tuning chip called RaceChip. Yes, this isn't the first time you've heard of RaceChip, since they've been in the market for 12 years now and have sold more than 500,000 chips worldwide, may it be diesel or petrol, for a daily driven or your weekend warrior. So long as it's a turbocharged engine, RaceChip is the best performance upgrade you can get for your car, bang for buck. So I paid them a visit in their headquarters to see it for myself. So, hi everyone, my name is GM and I'm very excited because I'm here in Germany. I was invited by RaceChip, by these two guys. We have Roberto, say hi, and we have Aaron.
Hi guys.
The good thing about this visit is that I get to visit their own dyno facility and at the same time test the car in person. So we have here 2017 Mercedes-Benz C43 AMG with 3.0 liter V6 bi-turbo petrol car, producing 385 horsepower with 520 Newton meter of torque. So by putting this on the dyno, we will know the actual power this car is producing and how much power we're gonna get from RaceChip. Okay, to those who don't read German, I would direct you to the second row showing 384.2 stock horsepower compared to 385 on paper. So not much of a difference here. And on the seventh row with orange fonts showing 537.7 Newton meter of torque compared to 520 Newton meter of torque on paper. This car is about 18 more torqueier than what is published. After installing RaceChip, we now have 441.7 horsepower versus 384.7 stock horsepower and 645.8 Newton meter of torque versus stock of 537.7 Newton meter of torque. Huge power gains by 57.7 horsepower and 108.1 Newton meter of torque from the RaceChip. Now, in terms of reliability, this specific car has driven 57,000 kilometers in 3 years with RaceChip installed. But, as you can see, it still has strong legs with no power loss. That's because RaceChip is working on a premise that it does not bypass any security protocol of the car's ECU, nor modify its component like that of an ECU reflash, making it the safest performance upgrade for your engine. Now on to a more practical approach which doesn't require a dyno, but it should dispel any doubt you have on RaceChip and give you a compelling reason to buy this product. How? by measuring your car's acceleration or elapsed time from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Or, if you have the stretch like that in Germany, you can also measure your car's elapsed time from 100 to 200 kilometers per hour. All you need is a stopwatch or a GPS, or download a specific app on your phone like Dash Command to give you more accurate measurements. Now, with all those additional horsepower and torque we saw on the dyno, let's see how that translates on the road. Okay, so let's watch that again. We saw that on stock, the C43 AMG took 4.499 seconds to reach the 100 km per hour run, while it only took 3.920 seconds with RaceChip. That's more than half a second improvement, or, to put it in perspective, 3 to 5 cars ahead from stock. To test this further, let's try mid to top speed, or from 100 kilometers per hour to 200 kilometers per hour run, with and without RaceChip. So on the 100 to 200 km per hour run, we saw that the C45 AMG reached the 200 km per hour mark 1.4 seconds faster than stock. Let's now go to a more familiar territory for most of us, where we will put RaceChip on trial using the 2019 Ford Ranger Raptor. Nowadays, more and more people are going for a more practical mode of transportation, which arguably are the SUVs and pickups. But it's not just simple as that. They want their cars to be powerful yet fuel efficient. This is where the turbo diesel engines come in handy. With the high demand on SUVs and pickups, we see that more and more enthusiasts modify their rigs with higher suspension, bigger tires, heavier body kits, but unfortunately, all of these come with a price: power loss. So this is where RaceChip comes in handy. So we brought the Ranger Raptor to our dyno and got these figures. From stock, we have 231 horsepower with 573 Nm of torque. Equipped with RaceChip, we now see 25 horsepower increase and a whooping 83 Nm of torque improvement. Please bear in mind that for a pickup or any other 4x4s, we want more torque gain since they're meant for pulling, and that's where RaceChip focused their engineering. Let's now put this to a more practical application. On stock, the Ranger Raptor finishes the 100 km per hour mark at 11.29 seconds. With RaceChip, it only took 10.56 seconds, or 0.73 seconds faster than stock. Now, how does that fare when you put more load into the pickup? Specifically 223 kilograms heavier, or somewhere around 3 to 4 adults more. Even with this extra load, RaceChip is still performing 0.17 seconds faster than stock. But what about adding almost half a ton of sandbags? Because really, pickups are meant for this job. So, with 440 kilograms heavier, are we still gonna see the torque gains from RaceChip? Again, with almost half a ton of additional weight, RaceChip still performs at par with that of a stock setup, with only half a second difference. This shows us the practical application of RaceChip, which you yourself can try once you buy the product. Now that you're convinced with the power gains from RaceChip, your next question will probably be how to install it. Like what I've said earlier, it only takes less than 15 minutes in average to set this up. Here is an example of installing RaceChip on a 1.5-liter Turbo Civic RS or SI with 45 horsepower gain and an increase of 73 Newton meter of torque. All you gotta do is to locate these two socket sensors: the manifold pressure sensor and the boost pressure sensor. Then attach the negative and positive wiring harness from RaceChip on these two separate sensor sockets. Let's start by removing the socket of the boost pressure sensor. Once you've removed the socket, we now have to attach the wiring harness from RaceChip. Please make sure you hear that clicking sound when you connect the sockets. We just have to follow the first step we did with the boost pressure sensor to the manifold pressure sensor by removing the stock socket and installing the negative and positive wiring harness from RaceChip. Then secure RaceChip using the 4 mounting tabs to fit the zip ties. Then on both sides, you will see these 2 locking tabs. All you need to do is press that to remove RaceChip without having to remove the mounting tabs in place. Now we're ready to install RaceChip by removing the deactivation plug and locking it in position with the FCI plug. Now let's look for a nice location for RaceChip where you know it's not that hot. Once secured in place, let's now clean the look of the engine by cutting the excess zip ties. After that, we now have a breather. I hope this video has given you a compelling evidence of how effective RaceChip is. And so if you are now ready to make an order, or you still have some questions in mind, feel free to get in touch with us by messaging our Facebook fan page, Drift Exhaust, or you can also text or call me at 0917-4646-222 and I'd be glad to assist. Thanks for watching this video. If you stick around though, I still have some treats for you.